Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Megan, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler review series videos I do for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. The time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. My mouth is still a little bit tingly from the last thing that I reviewed, so this might be a little bit interesting, but we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Such a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing today, folks? What happens to be, boom, my Union Underground shirt. Which, if you're unfamiliar with the band, the Union Underground, they're a band out of Texas that mainly their heyday were kind of like the very early 2000s. They kind of came up, did their thing, put out an album. They gained a little publicity, get some movie soundtracks. One of their songs was tied in with WWE during that period, so, they did pretty well for themselves. But, for one reason or another, they kind of dissolved. Famously, one of the members left. I believe it's the bassist. After the band fell apart, he's been the bassist in the band Disturbed ever since then. And basically for 20 years, they just weren't really doing anything. There were kind of some wheels here and there every now and again you'd hear about. But literally this year in 2024, they finally went out on tour. I got to be there for the very last show of that tour. They came around to Joliet, Illinois. And I really fucking enjoyed it, man. I loved it so much. Not only did I get the merch, I also went over there, took some video of their performances. Those videos are on my channel as well, just in case maybe you're interested. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, folks, it happens to be, boom, it's this. It's Liquid Death grapefruit flavored sparkling water. Let's get a thing for a thing. Sure. So yeah, I've reviewed a number of Liquid Death things. If you're unfamiliar with them, I don't know how you could be at this point, but basically they're a water brand where like their whole kitsch was, we put our stuff in a can instead of a bottle. It's more recyclable. And then on top of that, we're going to call it Liquid Death. And then like all of the naming schemes and stuff are, geared towards that kind of morbid marketing, as it were. Morbid marketing. I like that. That's, Liquid Death, call me up. I'll get in on some morbid marketing for you. But no, so yeah, this is basically, it's a grapefruit flavored sparkling water, which I'm not a big grapefruit guy, but and I have reviewed a number of Liquid Death items before, some of their sparkling waters, as well as some of their teas. Let's give this one a go. And yeah, my mouth is still a little bit tingly. I just got through reviewing some Thai food that had a little bit of a kick to it, so. All right. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a grapefruit flavor, or grapefruit scent. Let's give it a go. Okay. I can kind of get behind that, honestly. And I am surprised, but also not surprised. Because, on the one hand, I think grapefruit, for the most part, tastes like anus. It's not great. I still remember, God, how old would I have been? Maybe like 9 years old, something like that. I had a cold. My stepmom at the time, she went over there and she made me up some grapefruit juice. And she's like, here, drink this, it'll help. And boy, oh boy, did it not help, because I just ended up spitting it out. And to be fair, grapefruit can be fine. You gotta use it in the right way. But yeah, and then I'm a little bit surprised because of that. But then on the other end of things, kind of not surprised because so far as the flavored waters have been concerned, I've actually really enjoyed Liquid Death's whole lineup. I actually think that they have some of the best flavored waters out there. And I'm not a big sparkling flavored water guy. I'm just not. For me, typically, I'll just do water, or I'll do tea or something like that. Most sparkling waters I find to be pretty not good. But as time has gone by, I think we've moved past like the LaCroix era, and we're getting better and better with it. And there's some really tasty ones now. Excuse me. And I think Liquid Death falls into that. And I think that this follows suit. Main reason why I think I like this is because it sort of highlights the best elements of the grapefruit, which is that nice citrusy, almost kind of orange, flavor. Oh, and again, and I'm not saying it's that close, but it's got that. It's in that realm of things. But then for me, the thing that always kind of loses it as far as grapefruit flavor is once you get past that, it's just, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's not a great flavor, So in this, it never gets to that point. You just get that like kind of harsh citrus, along with a little bit of a grapefruit flavor. So it kind of works. Maybe on the very tail end, you get that almost a bitterness that grapefruit kind of has. Why the fuck is it called grapefruit, by the way? I'm sure there's an actual reason for it. Doesn't taste like fucking grapes, that's for damn sure. But yeah, no. This is one of those instances where I think it works really well because it's a sparkling water, because I've had like grapefruit sodas and stuff, and they can be really good too, to be fair. But in something like this, I think it kind of works because, it's not as impactful. It is a little bit more muted. So instead of kind of getting smacked in the face with it, you're just able to kind of enjoy the ride a little bit more, sort of experience the grapefruit without just that pummeling that you get at the end of like actual grapefruit. I actually am pretty down with this. And one thing I will say, again, going back to Liquid Death and their sparkling waters, one of the things I like about them is that they have flavor. Like, they genuinely, this is somewhere between, taste-wise, somewhere between like a juice and a sparkling water. And it's, it's definitely geared more at the sparkling water, but like it's got enough flavor that like if you told me it was just a watered down juice, I'd be willing to believe it. 2 questions have to be asked though. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Maybe on occasion, and sure. Yeah. I think for me personally, it would not be my go-to of the Liquid Death flavors. I think the lime one is still my favorite because it kind of tastes almost like Sprite, just less. And again, I don't really do a lot, even with the ones that I do like Liquid Death. I don't get them very often. It's definitely kind of a very here or there. But I do like what this one's doing. It's kind of one of those things where in like a couple months, I'm going to be going out to a show. And I know that particular venue, they tend to team with Liquid Death for stuff, right? If I were there and I wanted a beverage, this would be a potential thing. Wouldn't be a go-to, but, an option for me. If I'm recommending it, I think it's one of those things where, part of it just depends on how much you like grapefruit. If you absolutely can't stand it, you might still be able to get away with it because, again, the grapefruit flavor isn't super punchy or anything. But probably not going to be for you. I don't think this is going to change your opinion on grapefruit flavor. But I think that just as an overall, as like just a broader recommendation to just kind of anybody, again, I think Liquid Death and their flavored waters are genuinely some of the best ones out there in terms of their flavor. And I think that this one is a nice addition. And I definitely think it's worth at least trying out. I'm pretty sure this is brand new, so anyway. 5 things before you get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there, have yourselves a truly, not grapefruit-tastic. What's a better fruit? Orange-tastic rest of your life. Because orange, come on, orange is 1,000 times better than grapefruit. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in your world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we're forced into situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important that we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe there's some funky-ass fruit that you don't like that you would like to see Liquid Death take a stab at, because maybe you'll enjoy it. Maybe, what's a funky fruit? Yeah, guava. Guava I feel is, I like some guava every now and again, but I do feel like it's a little bit of a hit or miss fruit. Not to the extent that grapefruit is. Grapefruit is more miss than hit, in my opinion. Just this whole episode is just me slandering grapefruit. It's fine. They're not sentient. They're just fruit. But yeah, who knows, man? Maybe Liquid Death will come out with a guava version. And then if they do, hit me up in the comments. Brandon, they came up with guava digger flavor. Yeah, that was a little bit of a lame one. I'm working on my whole morbid marketing thing, okay? You need to try it so that I can see if I should try it. Chances are I probably will. There's also a cherry flavor out there that I just haven't been able to find anywhere. I don't want to have to order from their website, so I'm just waiting to run into it, hopefully. But anyway, bye.